I'm author Christina Uss, and you might know my book, The Adventures of a Girl Called Bicycle, which was a former Texas Bluebonnet Award Masterlist selection. Today, I'd like to talk to you about my new book, The Colossus of Roads. This is the story of a boy and his talking stomach who decide to take on all the worst traffic jams in Los Angeles to protect what's good in life and prove they have talents that matter. So let me tell you a little bit about the characters in the book. First, let me tell you about Rick's stomach. So Rick Rusek's stomach has a lot to say. It likes to talk about tasty foods, not so tasty foods, and how driving in Los Angeles traffic makes it roil and boil and burble and howl. Rick's stomach did not mean to get Rick the nickname Carsick Rick. It also didn't mean to make him have to switch schools for 5th grade. It's doing the best it can. Now, let me tell you about Rick Rusek. He has a lot to say back to his stomach. In fact, his stomach is the only one he can talk to about his favorite thing, the mighty power of road signs, and how he can see and make maps of how to use road signs to make traffic perfect. Too bad his talent for sketching these maps that show how to fix everything doesn't seem to interest or impress anybody else. So when Rick's parents' Polish food catering company is on the verge of ruin because of all the terrible traffic that make it impossible for them to make deliveries on time, Rick sees an opportunity for him to prove that he has a talent that can really make a difference. He's going to need the help of his neighbor, the quiet, introverted, art-loving, unicorn-loving Mila Herrera. He's going to have to join her Girl Scout troop, which is doing a city-wide street art project. He gets lucky when he finds out he knows the best driver in LA, Mila's abuelita. It's hard to tell she's the best driver in LA, but they gradually figure it out. He runs into some bad luck when he finds some graffiti vandals and also some other groups of people who are trying to prove they have talents that matter, but they're working to accomplish goals that are the exact opposite of what Rick is trying to accomplish, fixing all the traffic. It's a problem. So if Rick can secretly and spectacularly and successfully move the 330,000 cars that stand in the way of his family's future, he can prove he's not Carsick Rick at all. He's one of the 7 wonders of the world. He's the Colossus of Roads. So the first nugget for this idea of a book came from meeting my husband, who's born and raised in Los Angeles. And he would drive me around the city and we'd get stuck in traffic jams every day. And he'd read the traffic jams like he was an animal tracker in the forest. And he'd explain what had happened and how it was going to get cleared up and how long ago it had happened. And he was always right. And I said, "How do you do that?" And he said, "Well, I've been in traffic my entire life. You just develop a sixth sense about these things." And I thought, whoa, what if there were a kid that was literally born with the sixth sense of how to make traffic work? Would anybody care? How would this play out in his life? How would he feel about having this talent that kind of flies under other people's radar? Another aspect of writing this book came from my son in 5th grade, when my husband and I were telling him how proud we were of something he had done that he hated doing, and it was agony to do it, and he got through it, but it was just, something he really would have rather not done. And he said to us, "I wish you could be proud of me for doing things I actually like to do." And I was like, oh, I know what that feels like. And I know a lot of kids have that feeling too. I mean, don't all of us want our families to be proud of us for our innate talents, the things that we're just born being good at and enjoying doing? And I thought, this is going to be part of my character Rick's dynamic with his family. In the beginning of the book, his family really doesn't pay much attention to or put much value on this traffic sense that he has. Now, the car sickness aspect of the book, you might be able to guess. I was one of those car sick kids growing up. And I thought, now that I'm a parent, I can see it is so prevalent. There are so many kids who experience this terrible part of childhood of being trapped in the backseat of a car and feeling car sick. So I wanted the kids to see how Rick copes with it. And I had so much fun actually writing about his stomach as a main character. The reason why Rick and his stomach have this great relationship is because they bonded over car sickness. And Rick gets to, his stomach gets to be brave for Rick and gets to encourage Rick and give advice to Rick and also focus on yummy food a lot, which is something my stomach does for me. Ooh, and speaking of yummy foods, I also wanted to say that Rick's family is Polish and they have this Polish food catering company because I'm bringing some of my life into the book that Polish food is a big aspect of my life growing up. I'm 100% Polish too. And I wanted kids who have kielbasa and pierogi and gołąbki on their tables to recognize that in the book, like, hey, we eat that too. And also introduce it to some kids who maybe don't have that much familiarity with Polish food. So what I would love for readers to get out of the story of Colossus of Rhodes is, I know that there are readers out there wondering if their innate talents, the things that they're naturally good at, that they like doing, if these talents matter at all. And there's a lot of characters in my book, not just Rick and his stomach wondering if their talents matter, but we have Abuelita has this great driving talent, and she's hoping it's going to matter to the right people. And Mila, his neighbor, she has artistic talents, and she's wondering if they're really going to matter to anybody. And Rick's mom, who cooks terrific Polish food, she's wondering if her talents as a chef are going to matter in the face of terrible traffic. So I want readers to come away from this story thinking, yes, there's going to be a place where my talents are going to matter. They're going to make a difference. They're going to make a positive impact in this world somehow, somewhere, someday. So The Colossus of Rhodes, it's on sale now, yay! It's got a lot of twists and turns, quirky characters, and a main character who's trying to make a difference in the world the only way he knows how. Also, it has In-N-Out cheeseburgers. I hope you'll get a chance to give it a read, and I hope you'll be able to recommend it to some of the readers in your libraries. I also hope all of you are staying safe and sane and strong during this really difficult time, and know that what you do matching readers with stories is so important. I hope I get to see all of you in person again someday soon. Thanks so much.